Hi everyone, welcome back to Desired Foods. Today we're making Greek Moussaka. So I'm starting with 2 aubergines or eggplants, as you may call it, and I'm just going to slice them up into 1 centimeter discs. So I'm just going to put it on a tray. And then on this tray, what you want to do is just lay them out flat, and then you want to sprinkle them with some salt. So when you sprinkle them with salt, it will just help all the extra moisture that's inside the aubergines to come out. So I'm just going to do this first aubergine, then I'm going to slice up the next one, put it on top and salt it again. So as you can see, both are chopped up and done. So now I've just got 2 courgettes or zucchinis, you may know it as, and I'm just going to slice them. You don't have to salt these ones, so we're just going to slice them up. So now that they are both chopped up, you're just going to fry them in some hot vegetable oil. So what you want to do is fry all your courgettes, and then you're just going to drain them onto some paper towel as soon as they've gone golden brown. So you just want to continue to fry all of your courgettes and then drain them. So now moving on to my aubergines or my eggplant. As you can see, there's a lot of water that's on them. So we're just going to pat them dry with a paper towel. So we're just going to take all that extra moisture that the salt has drawn out of it and just pat it dry. Then I'm just going to put a tiny bit of olive oil into my pan, and then I'm just going to fry these on a low heat till they get nice and golden. Now normally you can fry these like we did the courgettes, but like I said, I don't like the amount of oil that it holds, so I prefer not to use as much oil and just use a non-stick pan and just to get some colour onto my aubergines. So now that they've got some colour on them, we're just going to take them off and put them on some kitchen paper, and then you're going to continue to fry the rest. So now that my courgettes and my aubergines are all fried, we're going to move on to the beef. So here I'm just cutting up 1 onion. Then you want to chop 1 clove of garlic. So in my pan I've just heated up some olive oil, and I'm just going to add the onions in now. So you want to fry these just till the onions start to soften up. Then you are going to add your chopped garlic in. So you're just going to mix this all together and let it fry for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, you are going to add some thyme. So I'm using dry thyme here, but if you have fresh, by all means use the fresh thyme. So you're just going to give that a good mix. So now I'm just going to add some salt and now some black pepper. So I'm just using some brown sugar to help the acidity of the tomatoes that we're going to put in a minute. So now we're going to add some ground cinnamon. Then I'm going to add about 3 cloves. Now if you have grounded clove, please use that. But I've got just normal cloves, so I'm adding 3 in. And now I'm just going to add my beef mince in, and we're just going to fry this till everything is combined. So now that's all mixed together, we're just going to add some tomato puree. Now I'm going to add in a whole tin of tomatoes. Now that's all combined, I'm just going to add in a handful of fresh chopped parsley. Now you're just going to let that simmer for about 10 minutes. So now that sauce has reduced a little bit, now we're just going to set that aside and move on to our bechamel sauce. So here I am just dividing 3 egg yolks. So now in my pan I'm just going to melt some butter. So now that my butter is melted, I'm just going to add some plain flour, and we're just going to mix this together to make a roux. So now I'm just going to start by gradually adding milk a little at a time to bring this all together to make my bechamel sauce. Now I'm just going to add some salt in there and give that a good mix. To this I'm adding some white pepper. Now I'm just going to add some ground nutmeg, and you're just going to give this a good mix. So you want to mix this till it starts to get thick, and as it gets thick then we're just going to add some Parmesan cheese in there and give this a good mix. As you can see, it started to thicken up now. So what I'm going to do is turn the heat off, and then I'm slowly going to add my eggs in one at a time. Now you don't want to add them in all together because otherwise you're going to get scrambled eggs. So do it very, very gradually and keep on whisking. So now that's my bechamel sauce all done. Now we're going to put everything together. So here I just have some shop bought potatoes. Now if you don't have these, all you have to do is just chop up your potatoes and you're just going to fry them along with your courgettes that we did at the starting. So once they are cooked, you just drain them on some kitchen paper and then you'll have your thinly sliced potatoes. So you're going to put a layer of potatoes on the bottom. So now that's done, I'm just going to add a sprinkle of salt and white pepper. And then we're going to move on by putting our courgettes onto it. And you're just going to layer all your courgettes now. So now that the courgette or zucchini is on, you're just going to add your eggplant or your aubergines as the next layer. Now that's done, just set that aside. And now to your cooked mince that we had earlier, you're just going to add a spoonful of bechamel sauce to it. And you're just going to mix it all together to make it nice and creamy. Then we're going to just layer this onto the aubergines next. Now our beef mince is down. Now you're just going to spread over all the bechamel sauce. Now your sauce is down, you're just going to spread over some grated Parmesan cheese all over your moussaka. So now that is done, you're just going to pop this in a preheated oven at 180 degrees till golden brown. Now that is golden brown, you're just going to top with some parsley and let it cool for about 45 minutes before cutting. So now that I've let it cool down, I'm going to just cut a piece out for you to see. So now that is my piece cut out. This is my moussaka. I hope you like this recipe and please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.